From the following trial balance of Raju and Sons, you are required to prepare trading account and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2018. Now, the way information is given, okay, you will have no confusion. Debit balances means what items are there on the debit side? All expenses and all losses will be there on the debit side. And credit balances means you will have all incomes and all gains, profits, everything will be on the credit side. So that is already given to you. Only thing is decide where these items are going to go. So tell me, where will you write wages? Trading or profit and loss account is what I'm expecting from you. Yes.
Trading.
Trading account. What about purchases?
Trading.
Trading. Carriage inward.
Trading.
Trading account. Very good. Sales returns.
Trading.
That also is trading. If you look on the credit side, sales is an income. Okay. From that sales, you are going to deduct this sales return. They are on the opposite side because remember, sales return has to be minused from sales. Yes, that also is in trading account. What about opening stock?
Trading.
First item in trading account is opening stock. Correct. Now you tell me, where will you write salary?
Profit and loss.
Very good. Profit and loss account this time, because employees who are paid inside the factory, that term is called wages. Everywhere outside, the term is salary. So yes, profit and loss account. What about royalty?
Trading.
Very good. Trading account. Then rent, rates and taxes.
Trading.
No. Rent, rates and taxes of any other place will go in profit and loss account. Specifically, if they say factory rent, that will be in trading account. That is relating to factory. If that word is not missing, don't assume that it is a factory expense. It is any other expense. You're paying rent for your office maybe. Then that will come in profit and loss account. Okay. Bad debts. This is a new item. First, understand what bad debts is. In the beginning, if you remember, what is bad debts? Any amount that you don't receive from your debtors. Now again, a new term, debtors. Debtors are those people to whom you sell goods. Okay. We sell goods to debtors and they are supposed to pay us money. But sometimes what happens is they are not able to pay us money. So that is our loss. That loss is known as bad debts. That's why it's on the debit side. And you already know that on the debit side, you have expenses and losses. So bad debts is one type of loss. It is coming on the debit. This is happening at the time of sale, which means goods are already sold. They were already ready. So will you put it in trading account or profit and loss account?
Trading account.
Profit and loss account. Goods have already been manufactured. Nothing else is left. I told you any process that happens after the goods are ready. When are the goods ready? When they're available for selling, that means they are already ready. There is no processing remaining. So that means you will put everything else other than that in profit and loss account. So bad debts will go to P&L account. Okay, this is a new item. Some of them we will have a discussion like bad debts. Okay. Now, carriage outward. Again, we have not seen this before. Carriage outward. If you look on top, carriage inward is there, which you have put in trading account. So carriage outward, understand the example and then you answer where will it go. Goods are manufactured and are already ready. But there is a truck waiting at the factory gate and you have to load these goods inside the truck and then they will go out and be sold. So for putting these goods into that truck, they are going out. There is some cost, that is carriage outward. Goods are going out. That's why the term outward. It is an expense, but will you put it in trading account or profit and loss account?
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss account is the correct answer. Why? Goods are already manufactured. Goods are ready. Only for selling them now, you have to undertake some expenditure, that is load them onto the truck and then the truck will go out of the factory. So whatever expenses are required in the meantime, that is carriage outward for loading the goods basically. So yes, that is in profit and loss account. Then what about printing and stationery?
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss. It has nothing to do with manufacturing. What about advertisement?
Profit and loss.
Same, profit
Profit
and
and
loss
loss.
account. Discount allowed.
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss. Who you give discount to? Your customers, and that is an expense or a loss. However, whichever way you put it, it is going to be on the debit side. But this is happening when do you give discount? When you sell goods, that means goods were already ready. This expense is happening after the goods are ready. Profit and loss account. Insurance.
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss account. Factory rent.
Trading.
Yes, this is trading account. The moment you see the word factory, trading account. And then last, commission paid.
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss account debit. See, commission, when are you paying? You are trying to sell goods, but your office is in Pune. There is another person in Mumbai who's selling your goods. So from Pune to Mumbai, you send goods, and from there, there is another person who is selling goods for you, but he will not do it free of cost. You pay him some commission. It is an expense. But is this happening during manufacturing process? No, it is happening later. Then that will go to profit and loss account. It is an expense. The word paid will tell you that it is an expense. Okay. Debit balances are over. These will all come on the debit side except one item. If you see sales return, that will be written with sales. So be careful. Already that minus sign I have put and kept so that when we read second time, we will put it on the credit side. It has to go with sales. Sales and sales return are put together, and same way purchase and purchase returns will be put together. So if you take the credit balances, remember all of these items are going to be written on the credit side, either in trading account or in profit and loss account. So they have already given you where to write. But purchase return out of all of them will be the only one where you will minus from the debit side from purchases. So remember, we have to take care of purchase returns. That has to be recorded with purchases. That you have seen when we prepared trading account already. Okay, let's go forward. What about sales? Where will you write? Trading account, yes. But commission received.
Trading account. Sorry, profit and loss account.
Profit and loss account. Just now, if you see commission paid is in P&L, commission received also will be in profit and loss account. Rent received is an income. Where will you write it? Profit and loss account. Rent received has nothing to do with manufacturing activity. It is not income from manufacturing. There is only one income from manufacturing, and that is sales. Other than that income, any other income received will go to profit and loss account. Just like the next item, discount received will also go to profit and loss account. And if you see these three items, they are there also on the debit. Okay, I'll show you. Rent was there also on the debit. Commission, our last item, yes, that was also there on the debit. And discount also was there on the debit side. Once they are an expenditure and once they are income. Yes, some of the items can be expenditure and income. Rent, we have taken a place on rent, we have to pay rent. That is an expenditure. But we have another property which we have let out to somebody else, and somebody else is using it, they pay us rent. So it can be both an expenditure and income also. So that's it. This is the information given in the table. Then below that, you have just one item there, and that is closing stock. Where do you write closing stock?
Trading account.
Trading account, we will write closing stock. It will be recorded there. Okay. Now in this question, as usual, you will prepare trading account, but along with that, you are also going to prepare profit and loss account. So then what is the format when you have to prepare both together? Will you prepare them separately? Yes, you can prepare them separately. But in the exam, when you have a full question, there is no point preparing separately because it is a continuation of one another. So below trading account itself, you are going to be preparing profit and loss account. So what you do is for the full page, you draw this format. Only one account is required because it is going to be combined now. And we are going to be calling it trading and profit and loss account together. And this will be prepared for a particular year that is given in the question, for the year ended. Can you read and tell me what is the year end?
31st March 38.
31st March 2018. Always prepared for 1 year. Okay. Now, since you're preparing both of them together, you need to have a difference. Which one is trading and which one is profit and loss account? Always remember the top part of this account will be for trading. Your manufacturing details will always be on top. So for the first 8 lines, what you are going to do is draw a total in the amount column. Okay. And this is how you write the total. In any ledger account, taking the total is done this way. So what you see now above this line is going to be all your trading account. Below that will be profit and loss account. And 8 lines are sufficient. Okay, in trading account. So first 8 lines, you draw that and keep. As we read, the moment it is in profit and loss account, you will write below the line, either debit or credit. Relating to trading account, you will write on top. That is the order to be followed. And when you draw, remember some of the items in trading account are always fixed. They are always going to be there. So you first only write and keep before even reading the problem. 2 items on the debit and 1 item on the credit, you first only write and keep. That is, opening stock is going to be there. Below that you will have purchases. So write 2 purchases. Amounts will come later, but these items you write and keep first only. On the credit side, generally just 1 income in trading account, and that is sales. In trading account, first 2 lines you have already used up. You know that under purchases, there is going to be some purchase returns. So leave that 1 line and then write 2 wages. And in the amount column, write 9,200. Below sales also you are going to have returns. So first only keep 1 line spare over there, minus you write and keep. Okay. After wages, the next item is purchases, 66,800. You already have written the word purchases, but this time you will write in the inner column because we need to subtract that purchase returns and then put the amount in the outer column. So purchase is 66,800, inner column. Continue. Next item is carriage inward. Again, relates to trading account. On the debit side, right, to carriage inward. And remember, on top, they have given you debit balances. So you know which side you have to go. Just pick up that item and go to the debit. Carriage inward is 3,350. Then next item is sales return. Sales return has to be recorded with sales, which is on the credit side. So below sales, you write less sales returns. Inner column, remember, that is 4,800. And then when we have actual sales, we will subtract and put it in the outer column. We have not reached that point. Just now, we are only dealing with all the debit items there. Sales return also is a debit item, but why have we taken it to the credit side? Because they have to be recorded together, sales and sales return, which is why we have put a minus sign. If you are taking to the opposite side, put a minus sign. That works only for these 2 items, purchase return and sales return. Okay, let's go further. Next is opening stock. Already written the first item there. Amount is 31,300, right in the amount column. Then next item is salary, and that goes to profit and loss account. So what you will do now, below the line, you will write to salary. And amount of salary is 17,400. So this is how you will keep recording. Next item is royalty, which is back to trading account. So come back above the line and write to royalty. Amount is 4,800. Next, rent, rates and taxes, profit and loss account, debit side. Write down to rent, rates and taxes. $12,680. Next is bad debts. That also is profit and loss item. 2 bad debts. This is loss because some of your customers did not pay you. Loss means debit. Amount is 500. Then next is carriage outward. Carriage inward, goods were coming in. Yes, that is required for manufacturing process. Without goods, you cannot process. Trading account. Carriage outward, goods are already ready. It is again an expense, so debit side, but this time in profit and loss account to carriage outward. That is 3,720. Continue. Next item, printing and stationery, profit and loss account to printing and stationery. $2,400. Then after that is advertisement, another expenditure, profit and loss debit to advertisement, 18,000. Next, discount allowed, same. Continue below that to discount allowed or discount given, 1,520. Next is insurance. To insurance, 5,750. But factory rent, you will have to write in trading account. So come back above the line and continue on the debit side to factory rent. Amount is 7,000. And last item there is commission paid, expenditure, but in profit and loss account to commission. And commission paid is 1,800. Okay, at this point, we have finished all debit items. So if you see in your account, they are come all on the debit side except one, that is sales return, because of course that has to be written with sales. Now you will take from the question all the credit items and stick to only the credit side except one, and that is purchase returns. That is the first item itself. Purchase returns has to be recorded with purchases. So below purchases, write purchase returns. An item from the credit is still going to the debit, but it is going with a minus sign. So purchase returns is 6,520. Okay. Now what you do is calculate and tell me what is the total amount of purchases in the outer column. Subtract and tell me the answer.
60,280.
60,280. Okay, very good. $60,280 is the net purchases. Yes, good. Continue. Then next item is sales. So on the credit side, you have already written the word sales. In inner column, write 152,900. And same thing you will do. Deduct and find out in the outer column what is the amount.
1,48,100.
1,48,100. Okay, that's correct. 148,100, the total amount of sales after returns. Then the next three items are all incomes, but not direct incomes, indirect incomes, which means they will go to profit and loss account. All those incomes have nothing to do with manufacturing process. So come below the line. Remember, the first line you always leave it out. Okay, write by and leave it out. I'll tell you why that line is left. Don't write anything there. And then below that you continue. Let's record all the incomes there. So firstly you have commission received. So write on by commission received. Amount is 18,000. Next is rent received, also an income by rent received. $9,000. And last income by discount received. That is 4,600. From the table, all items are taken. Below the table, there is one item. If you have a look, that is closing stock, which has to go in trading account. Which side of trading account do you write closing stock?
Credit.
Credit side, write down by closing stock. Opposite of opening stock. Opening stock came on the debit, closing stock on the credit. What is the amount of closing stock? 56,850. And now all items, all amounts from the question have been taken. Okay. Now time to close your accounts and find out. From the trading account, you get gross profit. From profit and loss account, you get net profit. We'll understand that. So firstly, only above the line, let's do the calculation. So above the line, I need the total of the debit side and the credit side. I need both these totals, debit and credit. But remember, only above the line, not below.
1,15,930.
This is which side total, debit or credit?
Debit.
Debit.
Okay,
15,930.
Yes. 930. Okay, that was the debit side total. Anybody with the credit side total?
2,04,950.
2,04,950. So if you see, credit side is greater. This calculation, you don't do it in the account. I'm showing it to you here. You can do it somewhere in the rough. Okay. Never do that working in the account there. Keep your account neat and clean. Okay. So credit side is greater always in any ledger account. While taking the total, we write the greater total on both sides. So 2,04,950 is the total. And debit side was less. So you need to put some amount on the debit side. You take the difference and you will know what is that amount. So subtract and tell me how much is the difference.
89,020.
89,020 is the difference. Okay. And if the difference is coming on the debit side, you call it profit. And from trading account, you get gross profit. Gross profit 89,020. So if you want to know from your manufacturing activity, how much profit did you have? The answer is 89,020. Only from manufacturing activities. That is gross profit. And now I told you profit and loss account is a continuation of the trading account. So what you will do now is same process, but in profit and loss account. How do you do that? First, your gross profit. Okay. This you write gross profit carried down. Carried down where? To the profit and loss account. So on the opposite side, how you used to take balance carried down and balance brought down? Same thing you are doing for gross profit. It was the balance. Okay. But in this account, you don't write the word balance, you write the word gross profit. That is the balance. Carried down there in the next account, profit and loss account, you will write by gross profit brought down. Remember what we did for cash book, petty cash book. Same thing is continuing here. Close the accounts and find the balance. And below the line, you will again bring down the balance by gross profit brought down. The same amount, 89,020. Okay. Once you do that, then the next is to close profit and loss account with the same idea. Find out the total of debit side and credit side. Now take all the figures only below the line. Carefully add, there are more items here. So debit and credit total, find out and let me know.
63,770 for debit.
63,770 for debit. Okay. Credit, fewer items are there. Add up those four.
31,600. 31,600.
Four items are there. I can see four items. How are you getting 31,600?
1,20,620.
1,20,620. That's correct. Why are you leaving gross profit out? I told you it's a continuation and it is come in the amount column. Anything coming in the amount column, you have to take it in the total. So four figures you are adding, the three incomes, and gross profit is also income only, income from manufacturing activity. So yes, 1,20,620 is the credit side total. Now what you will do is again close this account, which means take the total, both sides, and write the greater total. That is the credit side total, 120,620. Same on the debit, 120,620.
6,850.
Okay, so that means debit side was less. You need to put an amount on the debit side to make both of them equal. Subtract and you will find that balance. Yes, how much was that?
56,850.
56,850 is the difference. Write in the amount column 56,850. and this time you call it to net profit. To net profit. And net profit means what? After manufacturing, you earned an income of 89,020. That came from trading account, 89,020. But after that also, you have earned some income and expenses. So continue. To this, you will add incomes and minus expenses, which are not happening in the factory. They are called indirect incomes and indirect expenses. This was all from your manufacturing activity, direct. And these two now from profit and loss account are indirect, happening after manufacturing process. So advertisement was there, printing and stationery cost was there. Then you had some incomes. And then finally, in the total business, total with your manufacturing activity, as well as other activities happening in the office and around, after that, how much profit you have earned? Your profit is 56,850 for the year. So you have got two useful informations from here, and that is, if you want to find out only from manufacturing activity, what was my income, what was my profit, that is gross profit 89,020. Okay. But as a business at the end of the year, how much profit have I earned after all other expenses and incomes also? Then the answer is 56,850. That is the difference between gross profit and net profit. This is the ultimate profit after all activities put together at the end of the year, 56,850. Okay, that is the difference between gross profit and net profit. All of these calculations, you do it in the rough, not in this account at all. That's it. This is your final answer now. Okay, have a look now. Question number 2, what it says. Prepare profit and loss account of Sanjay Brothers for the year ended 31st March 18 from the following balances. The word used is prepare profit and loss account only. They have not asked you trading account, only profit and loss account. Now, all of these items are going to go in profit and loss account. Only thing is, you don't know whether they're going to be debit or credit, but you know only one rule. If they are expenses, you will debit them. If they are incomes, you will credit them. So let's have a look and see where you're going to write all of these items. First one, bank charges. It is an expenditure. You will write on the debit side of profit and loss account. Now there's no confusion, no thinking of trading account at all, because all of these items are going to come in profit and loss account only. They have asked you only that much. So yes, bank charges, profit and loss account, debit side. But interest can be of two types. If you have taken an interest, if you have taken a bank loan, then you have to pay interest. Interest will be an expenditure. But at the same time, if you have deposited money in the bank as fixed deposit, that time bank pays us interest, that is an income. So interest can be an expenditure also, it can be an income also. Which one do you think this one is?
Expense.
Here we have received the interest.
We have received it.
Okay, that's why they have given you in the bracket what type of balance it is. Credit, and you know the nominal account rule. Credit all incomes. That means this interest is an income. You will write on the credit side of profit and loss account. Already given, this is an income. Yes, interest can be an expenditure, but then to confuse you, they have given you only the word credit, but it is income. We will write it on the credit side. This is income. Be very careful. Okay. Next is sundry expenses. The word expense means, of course, debit side. Insurance, salaries, rents and taxes, postage, advertisement, rent paid, bad debts. All of these items are expenses. You will write on the debit side. The next item is commission. Just now in the previous question, we saw commission can be an income and an expenditure. We had both commission paid, commission received. This one is an income or an expenditure. What is your answer?
Income.
Income. Credit means they have helped you out by saying that credit balance, this is an income. So profit and loss account, credit side we will record. Printing and stationery, again, it is an expenditure. Loss by fire. Loss, the word will tell you that it should be recorded on the debit side. Debit all expenses and losses. So maybe there was a fire in your office, okay, and because of that you had some loss. Then that is also to be debited to profit and loss account. The next two items, be very careful. Discount, debit and credit, which means there are two types of discount. We saw again in the previous question. Discount allowed and discount received. One is an income, one is an expenditure. The first one, point number 14, if you tell me, this is an expense or an income? Discount.
Expense.
Expense.
Because the letters are given to you. Debit, that is an expenditure. Very good. And automatically the next discount, credit, which means that is an income. So you already know where to write now. Next is miscellaneous income, any other income, small income. For example, we had discussed sale of old newspaper, small income, that is called miscellaneous income on the credit side of profit and loss. Depreciation, this is an item that you have not seen before. What is depreciation? So let us discuss what depreciation is. Okay. Now there is a separate chapter on depreciation, which we will study later. But now to understand what depreciation is, pay attention. Let's say you have purchased an asset, and for simplicity's sake, let's say it is a car. Car is an asset, you know that, motor vehicle, that is an asset. Today you have purchased it for, let's say, 10,000 rupees. 2021, you have purchased it for 10,000 rupees. Tell me, 10 years later in 2031, okay, after using the car, now you want to sell it. Will I be able to sell it for 10,000 rupees? Is it possible?
No.
Not at all. You have used it for 10 years. Is the car going to be in the same state after 10 years also? No chance at all. After using, it is going to start to degrade. The value of that car is going to reduce. And of course, in 10 years, there will be so many new cars. Okay. So this car may become outdated also. So the value is gradually reducing. At the end of 10 years, I may get only 200 rupees for this car. The value has gone down rapidly after 10 years. Why? Because firstly, it has been used, which means there is going to be a lot of wear and tear. Parts are going to become old. There's going to be a lot of maintenance on this. So a lot of expenditure is going to happen on that. In spite of that, the value is going to reduce after a certain period of time. So to account for that decrease in value, okay, there is one concept of depreciation, because see, your asset value is reducing, which means ultimately for you, it is a loss. An asset that today you have purchased for 10,000, after a few years, you are not going to get 10,000 for it. You are going to get much less. Okay. So that is your loss. Okay. And this decrease in asset year after year, whatever value is decreasing in an asset, that is known as depreciation. Okay. The decrease in value of asset. Why? Because of usage, because of wear and tear. Okay. Then for that reason, we provide one loss or an expenditure, any way you call it. It is called depreciation, and that will be debited to profit and loss account. That is the meaning of depreciation. Gradual reduction in the value of an asset. And multiple reasons are there. Wear and tear, it may become outdated. That's why its value may become useless. So a lot of factors affecting the value, but it's only one thing to remember: value is reducing, which means you're going to have a loss, and debit your losses. It is known as depreciation. Okay. Then carriage outward we have seen. That is profit and loss account, debit. Go down expenses. Will this come in profit and loss account, go down expenses?
No, so in trading account, I think.
Trading account, where is the word factory? Is factory and go down the same?
Yes, I think so.
Not at all. In go down, you never have manufacturing process. Go down is kept only for storage, and storage means goods were already ready, and that's why you have kept it in the go down for selling. In go down, never ever manufacturing takes place. Never. For manufacturing, there is only one place, and that is known as factory. So is there any confusion in go down expenses? Don't put it in trading account. It is profit and loss account only. Yes. Anybody has a doubt regarding go down expenses?
No, sir.
Okay. That's why be very careful. There's only one place where manufacturing takes place. Then only those items go to trading account. Anything outside the factory also, Okay, that does not come as manufacturing process. Go down only meant for storage. There nothing relating to manufacturing is happening. You put it in profit and loss account. And to help you out, since you have no trading account, directly they have given you one information, gross profit, already calculated and given to you, so that you can prepare your profit and loss account. Without gross profit, you cannot prepare profit and loss account. Why? Have a look in our previous question, what we have done. If we only prepare the items below the line, that is below the trading account, you still cannot complete without gross profit, because gross profit has to be written on the credit side. In trading account, we get that as a balancing figure, which is transferred to profit and loss account. And without gross profit, you cannot find net profit. Okay, so that's why they have already calculated. And once you have gross profit, there is absolutely no use of trading account, because directly you have the balance. Okay, so for you, the work is easier now. You have to prepare only one account, profit and loss account. Okay, that's it. So let's prepare now. You don't require two parts of the account. We are only going to call it profit and loss account for the year ended. So same type of format you draw. This time, maybe little more than half page. You don't require the full page. Okay. So what you do is profit and loss account, you know, gross profit is an income. Okay. Whatever you had from your manufacturing activities, the profit, that will be the first income. So let's write down gross profit, which is given there as a note. Gross profit 4,07,500. That will always be the first item on the credit side of profit and loss account. Always gross profit. Now, as usual, you continue recording if there are expenses on the debit, if there are incomes on the credit side. So starting with point number 1, bank charges. It is an expense. Debit side, right, 2 bank charges. Amount is 22,000. Next item is interest, but in the bracket they have said credit. So come to the credit side. This is interest received, that means. So write down by interest received. There can be interest paid also. That will come on the debit. This one on the credit, 16,000. Next, sundry expenses. Small expenses put together, they are known as sundry expenses. 2 sundry expenses. Amount is 42,000. Then the next, in fact, point number 4 to 10, all of them are expenses. So one will go the other, we will keep writing. Insurance is next. 2 insurance, 35,000. 2 salaries, 40,000. Next is rates and taxes. 13,000. Postage. All of these expenditures continue on the debit side. To postage, 8,000. Advertisement, 40,000. Rent paid, amount is 32,000. Bad debts, one type of loss on the debit side, 10,000. Then point number 11 says commission in the bracket credit, which means this is commission received. Come to the credit side, write down by commission received. This is an income, credit all incomes, 17,500. Printing and stationery, that is again an expenditure, debit side. To printing and stationery, 21,000. Loss by fire. Nominal account rule says debit all expenses and losses. So loss also will be debited to loss by fire. 18,000. Discount. Both are there, debit and credit. The debit right on the debit side. This is discount allowed. The one in the debit, discount given or discount allowed. That is 23,000. Giving a discount to your customers is a loss. We are receiving less money. So on the debit side. But receiving a discount, that is an income on the credit side, right down by discount received. That is 37,000. Next, miscellaneous income. Income means continue on the credit by miscellaneous income. $14,000. Next, depreciation. That is an expenditure or a loss because value of asset is reducing over a period of time. You record that also, depreciation. Debit side, 34,000. Next, carriage outward, again an expenditure. Debit to carriage outward, 60,000. And finally, the last is go down expenses, also an expenditure debit. That is 40,000. Gross profit we have already recorded. All items taken from the question. Now what you will do is the same procedure. We need to find out net profit if we have made or not. So you will take the total of the debit side as well as the credit side.
4,17,000 debit side.
Debit side 2,17,000.
4 lakh.
4 lakh.
So
4,38,000.
Which side? Debit side?
yes, sir.
4 lakh? 78.
Sir, I got 38,000. 4,38,000.
Okay, please check.
4,38,000.
4,38,000. Okay. Okay, everybody individually do your calculation so that you get the correct answer.
Credit side 4,92,000.
4,92,000 for the credit side.
Yes.
Okay, please check. Credit side was greater, 492. Debit side was only 438. 54,000 is the balance on the debit side that we will call net profit, 54,000. Okay, that's it. That's your final answer.